Have you noticed that the moment you start growing, the people around you start getting uncomfortable? We have been raised to believe that being liked is the ultimate goal. If people like you, you are a good person, right? But here is the truth I learned the hard way. Your need to be liked is the biggest threat to your resilience. Let me tell you something. Resilience is about standing firm in your purpose. Being liked is about being flexible enough to fit everyone's expectations. And you can't do both. You gotta choose one. Today, I'm sharing a story I have never told before about the time I was hated for being too much. And that time, it actually saved my life. I realized that being misunderstood was the price I had to pay for my progress. If you have ever felt isolated because you are working too hard, this is for you. I was coming in technical environment with economic and math background. I knew I had to catch up, so I decided to be the most courageous person in that building. If there were machine to understand, I was there. If boss needed a glass lifted, I lifted it. I was asking thousands of questions because I wanted to know as much as I could. I thought I was helping the company by doing my best. But people around me didn't see it that way. They started saying I was uplifting my shoulders just because I wouldn't sit still. They didn't see my hard work. They only saw that I was moving at a speed they didn't want to match. It got to the point they actually sat me down to comfort me. They started asking, why are you being like this? Why are you doing too much? Why are you asking thousands of questions? They were trying to make me feel like my energy was a problem. I was being discouraged. I was being discouraged, and I was the most courageous person in that room. I was doing too much because I wanted to learn too much. They wanted me to be quiet and sit in the corner, but I couldn't do that. I realized that they weren't actually questioning my work, questioning my courage. They wanted to dim my light so theirs could look brighter. But I told myself, Kelly, stay encouraged, stay courageous. This is the only way you're gonna get to your goals. That's what I told myself. And then it got worse. They started sharing stories to the entire company, even to the people who had just started that day, that I was selfish, and if I know something, I won't tell you. Let me remind you, I was coming to the technical environment with economics and math and computer science background. I didn't know much as them. So I had to catch up. I said I have to be courageous, have to do too much so I could be on the same level with them. I don't know if they didn't know that, but I told them that I didn't study electricity in high school. I told them that I studied electricity in college. So they kept asking questions. Do you know that? Do you know this? I said, no, I don't know anything about that. They thought I didn't want to tell them the answer. They thought I knew the answer and didn't tell them. But I didn't know anything truly about what they were asking. They thought I don't want to answer their questions. I don't want them to know anything, but truly I didn't know anything. I was trying to be courageous person in that room. I was trying to do too much, to ask too much, so I could learn too much and be on the same level with them, because they studied electricity in high school, they studied electricity in college. They were better than me. So I said I have to do too much so I could be on the same level with them. But they didn't see it that way. They just hated my courage. They just hated. I don't know what to say, but I felt so bad. It got to the point I asked myself, hey, what did you do wrong? Because I thought I was helping, but it turned out they hated me for it. It is very lonely feeling to work into workplace and people hated you for the stories they were told, not for who you actually are. It is very frustrating. I felt like I was being punished for being dedicated. Do you understand that? So, in that moment, I had to find my resilience. I had to realize that I couldn't control their gossip, but I could control my growth. I told myself, girl, this is the hard time you are going through, but you gotta be strong. You got this. You are here to learn, and that's your goal. I looked at them, I told them I have goals. I have to get there as soon as possible. I told them that they don't have to tell me what to do. I have to do what I want for my future. That's what I told them. That was the moment I stopped caring about being liked and started caring about being resilient. I realized that if I just slow down so they can stop whispering or gossiping, I will be the one losing my dreams. Resilience is about keeping your hand raised. Even everyone is trying to pull it down. So if you are in a place where people are whispering because you are working too hard, let them whisper, let them gossip, let them talk. Their opinion is a distraction, but your focus is your future. And I hope you're going to choose your focus because your future is in your hands. I want you to stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, do I like the version of the person I'm becoming? Your worth doesn't need a vote. It doesn't. It just needs a pulse, the worthy pulse. So if you have ever stayed strong because people misunderstood you, tell me your story in the comments. My name is Kelly and this is my journey. If you're ready to stay resilient, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.